Welcome to middle school. This is Mrs. Morales' sixth grade science class. As you can see, I've not totally set up yet, but we do have lots of lovely things in here just waiting for some of you. Now, as we'll go over in the first week, we are about safety when we have different things. So we have lovely safety equipment like a fire blanket, broken glass, which we try not to use because we are always safe in the room. We have lots of sinks, as well as a shower, a safety shower, and a safety eye wash. Now, this is the room where teachers go. This is where all the secret stuff is. No, it's just where we have beakers and other science equipment. Looks a little different sometimes than elementary science rooms. It's a lot bigger because we are dedicated to just science.
Now that you got to see what your science classroom looks like, let me introduce myself. My name is Mrs. Morales. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I moved here to Helotes in 2006. I have 2 bachelor's and a master's. And this year in June, my husband and I celebrated our 25th anniversary. He retired from the Navy in 2006. This will be my 18th year in teaching. I taught 7 years on the East Coast, 1 in Virginia Beach, and 6 in Maryland. This will be my 12th year overall with Northside, and also my 12th year teaching 6th grade science. I currently do live in Helotes. My 2 daughters are the only ones that live with us right now. My oldest daughter will be a sophomore at Texas State University, and in fact, I moved her into her dorm area Monday the 17th. My youngest is actually a 7th grader at Folks. She's in the band. My son is currently working in the security field. When I'm not at home, I do live on 12 acres and we take care of 14 chickens, 1 goat, 5 sheep, and I love to garden. Now, if that's not enough animals to take care of, I also have 4 dogs, 5 fish, 1 turtle, and a bearded dragon. And my bearded dragon was probably the smartest out of all of us because in March he decided to hibernate because he's on Australia time. And he pretty much hibernated through almost all of quarantine. And he just woke up maybe about a couple weeks ago, and yes, he was very hungry. Now, here's my bearded dragon off to the left. My 3 children are in the center. Now it's an older picture because it's hard to get all of them together now that they're older. And a little bit of my different animals that I have. Now, this year in 6th grade science, it's kind of like a potpourri of science. It kind of gives you a glimpse of all the different areas you may be studying from now until you graduate from high school. Of course, we have labs with scientific investigations. We have forces, motion, and energy. We have organisms in the environment, and we have earth processes. Now, we'll be starting with our chemistry unit in the very beginning and learning about elements and compounds. Grading is set by Northside. Formative, which is like your daily grades, your practice, there are 20% of your grade. We usually have quite a few of those. Labs are 40%. Now, the great thing with labs is you can get a lot of assistance with labs to make sure that you're scoring very well on those. You can ask questions. Sometimes we can talk to our neighbor or our lab partner. And also you have summatives, which is more of your tests and your projects, and they are 40% as well. So we really want to make sure we concentrate on those labs and those tests because they really do affect our grades. Now, where are we going to find all this information? The first 2 weeks we are virtual. So we're going to want to make sure that we do log in and get to this portal. I believe on August 17th that you should see your Schoology icon show up. And that's where we're going to go for like links to go virtual, as well as class information, class videos. All the information about our class will be posted on Schoology. Supplies. Whether or not you're at home or in school, you're going to need a composition book. And that composition book is only for science. We don't want to doodle in it and stuff like that. We're going to put information in. We're also going to have a virtual notebook as well, but it's really good to practice those different organizational skills, whether or not you are virtual or in class. Now, you can decide if you like glue or tape to put things in or to do things. Each person is different. You don't have to have both. You need a pack of colored pencils, and you only need the 12 pack. You really don't need, a pack of 50. Pencils, mechanical or sharpenable. Again, that is your choice. And a pencil sharpener, because even if you have mechanical pencils, you need to sharpen those colored pencils, so you're going to need that as well. And you need scissors and extra paper. And the paper is just basically there. So this way, if we're working on something in class and you need an extra sheet, instead of pulling it out of your composition book, because we don't want to rip pages out of that, we have an extra scratch paper or something to do our assignment on. Now, something that I thought about was you may want a set of headphones, whether or not you're working on a Chromebook or whatever. This way you can listen to it and you can kind of block out those distractions. They are optional and you don't have to get expensive ones. There's many that are pretty cheap, and the plug-in ones will plug into a Chromebook. So they're probably the easiest and cheapest to get. Now, tutoring schedule will be posted on Schoology sometime during the first 2 weeks. We have a lot of meetings coming up, and I don't want to set a tutoring schedule until I make sure there's no conflicts. If during the first 2 weeks of virtual instruction, you need assistance with an assignment and it's not class time, you can reach out by email or Google Hangouts, and I can help you that way. Or we could set up a time and say, okay, say the next day, after class we can meet. Now, we're going to go over some virtual rules. Now, they may be something that we have to change as we go through, but for the most part, if you're being respectful and things like that, there's not any problems.